Miami Dolphin fans, if you're excited for the 2021 NFL season, I want you to go ahead and like the video. I mean, this is a big-time year for Tua Tagovailoa, a big-time year for Brian Flores. They made a lot of off-season moves that I know a lot of people are excited about. So if you're ready for the season to start, go ahead and like the video. Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports, ready to break down the Miami Dolphins 2021 schedule. Now, we're going to walk you through the entire Week 18 thing we got going on here because for the first time in 42 years, there's 17 games the Dolphins are going to be playing, not just 16. I'm going to let you know in my score predictions for literally every single one of these. You guys will also be able to keep track with me down below, updated there. But I also want you to know this. We are an interactive channel, and I want you for every single game to also let me know what you think each game is going to be. So obviously, we're going to start here in Week 1, going up against the New England Patriots on the road. New England's done a lot of good things this offseason. Now, I don't know if it's going to be Mac Jones or if it's going to be Cam Newton, but I do know this. It's going to be a tough defensive football game, and I have the Dolphins coming out winning this one 21-20. I actually think this could come down to a very last-minute touchdown. Don't be surprised if it also comes down to a last-second field goal or something like that. Like, this is going to be a tough, grinded-out AFC East game between the Dolphins and the Patriots. Dolphins 1-0. Let's go up now. Home game up against the Buffalo Bills in Miami Gardens. And I hate really sitting here saying, like, oh, first home game, Miami Gardens, Buffalo Bills. I mean, let's face it, this is a tough matchup. They got to play the Bills twice. I'll let you know whether or not I have them beating them at least one time, but unfortunately, I have them dropping the first matchup up against Buffalo 28-21. Josh Allen is just a freak of nature. They got a solid running game. At least I think it's going to be a little bit better this year. You got Stephon Diggs, a lot of different areas they can beat you. The defense did actually think I got a little bit worse, but I just don't see Miami taking them down, at least not this first time around. Let's go now to Week 3 up against the Las Vegas Raiders. This one is at Allegiant Stadium. Remember, the Raiders did not have yet really been able to open up Allegiant Stadium to anyone, so I anticipate a lot of these home games to be rocking and rolling. Dolphins beat Las Vegas last year on a kind of a face mask, Ryan Fitzpatrick saving moment. But you know what? I have them losing this one 24-17, which then puts Dolphins down to a 1-2 record. Let's go to Week 4 now up against the Indianapolis Colts. They got a new quarterback in town, and his name is Carson Wentz. But the way that this team is going to win is on the ground with Jonathan Taylor. And one of the biggest aspects in terms of how can this Dolphins team take that next step, you know the secondary is pretty solid, especially now with you able to go out and get Javon Holland in the second round. But I am a little bit worried about the defensive interior. However, I do have Miami winning this game. If Carson goes back to looking like 2017 form, this could be a rough game for a lot of teams out there. But if he goes and still looks like Carson Wentz that we've seen the last 2 years in Philadelphia, I'm confident the Dolphins win this one. So they're going to be at 2-2 after the first 4 weeks. If you guys find yourself always looking for some Dolphins videos, if you're always on YouTube being like, man, I got to watch something while I'm eating dinner, or maybe you need to watch something while you're dropping a number 2, believe me, I've been there before. But if you're looking for the latest news and rumors around your favorite team, hit that big red button that says subscribe and turn on those notifications because when there's breaking news, we're going to be hitting you with a video. All right, let's go through Week 5 all the way through Week 8. It's a tough gauntlet of a beginning schedule. I mean, those first 5 weeks, I would argue some of the toughest in the National Football League. You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the defending champs, Tom Brady. I don't need to sit here and tell you why this is going to be a difficult game. Tampa did a great job being able to get a lot of their big-time players back in free agency. I don't really care that they didn't have a solid draft, but I have this being a high-scoring game and the Dolphins just falling a little bit short. 34-31. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers come away with a W, but this is going to be a really good growing moment for Tua. It's going to be a really good growing moment as well for this younger Dolphins team. That puts them at 2-3. It's time to go to London, y'all. I'm not much of a tea drinker. I'm always a coffee guy, but maybe I'll have some Earl Grey tea for this one. Dolphins at the Jacksonville Jaguars, 9:30 a.m., so wake up bright and early to be able to watch these two teams. When I think of London football games, I think of these two teams here, and I got Tua edging out Trevor Lawrence 20-13. I like what Jacksonville did. I like some of their moves. However, you're going to see I think Trevor struggled with the idea for the first time in really his entire life. He's going to be losing football games, and he's going to go ahead and lose this one. Miami 3-3 after the first 6 weeks. Week 7 time now. We got the ATL. Matt Ryan. Is Julio Jones still going to be there? Calvin Ridley. A good explosive offense. But you know what? You know what beats a really good passing game? A really good secondary, and that's exactly what Miami has. Byron Jones, Xavier Howard, Javon Holland. If they are able to pin their ears back and get after Matty Ice, they might even score less than 14 points. But I got the Dolphins winning this one 24-14, taking them to 4-3. Week 8, Buffalo. So you're playing the Bills twice in the first half of the season. That's pretty rough here. And this time it's going to be in Buffalo, so I don't really anticipate any snow at this time of the year, but I guess you just never know, right? But this one, again, is going to be a tough game for Tua. I think Josh Allen and this team shines. This is one of my favorite teams in the entire league, and it doesn't have anything to do with ripping on Miami. It's just Buffalo is the better football team, and I'm going to give them the advantage in both the times they go up against them. So heading in, or I should say after Week 8, you're sitting there at 4-4. Today's show is presented by BetUS. If you guys want to go ahead and bet on the Dolphins, if you want to go ahead and bet on whether or not they're going to win over under 9 games, or if you think they're going to go ahead and win the AFC Championship, if you think they're going to win the AFC East or the Super Bowl, you can go ahead and do that at chatsports.com/bet. Now, for some of you out there wondering, Mitch, what does 125% deposit bonus mean? It means this. If you deposit $100, you get $125 for free to bet with. How do you do it? You got to use promo code Dolphins125 at chatsports.com/bet. It's the best deal on the internet. I challenge you to find a better one. And if you think they're going to go out and win the Super Bowl here, you can risk $10. And if you risk $10 and they win the Super Bowl, with these odds here, you win $220. If you're like, maybe not the Super Bowl, but they're going to win the AFC East, hey, you risk $10, go ahead. You can get yourself $30. Again, today's show presented by BetUS, but you have to go to chatsports.com/bet. You have to use promo code Dolphins125. It's the only way you're going to get the best deal on the internet. Promo code Dolphins125. Hopefully, y'all can remember that. All right, y'all, let's go from weeks 9 all the way to week 13. All this offseason's been Deshaun Watson. And I mean, whether he was going to be in Miami or whether he's going to be in Houston, I don't know at this point. So I'm just going to base it off the fact that I think he is going to be playing this year. But again, it wouldn't surprise me if he's not. Houston, probably one of the worst teams in the National Football League, even if they have Watson, which is kind of leading the reason here why I have the Dolphins absolutely blowing these guys out 27-10. The Texans made like 30 moves this offseason, but they made like a whole bunch of C-minus moves, in my opinion. The Dolphins are going to stack up well here. They're going to come away with a W, moving them to 5-4. Let's go to Thursday night football, up against the Baltimore Ravens. And a lot of times when I see these Thursday night games, I'm a believer that it's a lot harder for the running game, or it's a lot harder for the passing game to get involved than it is for the running game. And a lot of times the teams that run the football better, I see them have a little bit more success on Thursday night, which is why I have Baltimore winning this game 28-27. It's going to be a close one. I just think Lamar Jackson, his ability to really change the game, is going to really just edge out this Dolphins team. Plus, Baltimore's a little bit older, a little bit more experienced, and I think those kind of things matter, and it's such a short week, especially with teams that are just so equally matched. So we're sitting here at 5-5. Let's go to week 11, and you got the Dolphins on the road against the New York Jets. So for those of you that don't know, my dad, big-time Jets fan. He's been a Jets fan his entire life, so he's probably going to hate me for this. But sorry, Dad, I don't really care. I got the Dolphins winning 23-16 in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the worst team in this division. I know they got Zach Wilson. I know they traded up for Elijah Vera-Tucker, but it's still the New York Jets. All right, week 12, Carolina Panthers. Carolina on the road in Miami. This is going to be another game where you get to see Sam Darnold, who Miami has a lot of experience going up against. They made some okay moves. You're going to have Christian McCaffrey back, but I'm not too thrilled about the Sam Darnold move, and I have the Dolphins winning this one. And I know the score is going to look 27-28, but this is a game to me where I could see the Miami get up like 28 to, 13 or something, and then Carolina just kind of chips away at the lead. So I have the Dolphins after 12 weeks at 7-5. Let's go to week 13 now. The New York Giants, the G-Men, and Daniel Jones. Can he take that next step? Because this offense looks good. They got Kenny Golladay. They have a lot of fun pieces around them. A healthy Saquon Barkley. But The other thing Miami has, again, is a phenomenal secondary. I think they slow down Barkley, and if you can really get underneath Daniel Jones' skin, that's how you go ahead and win this game. I got them winning 30-24. Plus, this is going to be a game where I think Tua really shines, where Jaylen Waddle also shows his athletic ability. Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki. You got a lot of guys stepping up. So 13 weeks, 8-5. Some of you are like, what the heck? Does this team have a bye week? They do. Their bye week is in week 14, so they take that week off. And before we get to week 15, let me know, which game do y'all plan on going to? Because obviously, you get the extra game. Fans weren't allowed in the stadium last year, so I know the excitement's going to be there. If you don't plan on going to a game, maybe just tell me what game you're looking forward to the most, or what game you're going to go tailgate at. Go down in the comments section and let me know. All right, let's round out this bad boy. So coming off a week 14 bye, Week 15 against the New York Jets. So if you're following along with me, I have the Dolphins right now at 8-5. So a lot of you are like, all right, man, we're going to make the playoffs, right? It's a tough ending here. So you got the Jets, who I already said you're going to beat 23-16 the first time you go up against them. Will things change here this time around? Nope. Sorry. I did give them an extra point, though. I got the Dolphins winning this one 24-17, which is going to push them to a 9-6 record. So you're sitting here, I actually think is it 9-6 or is it 9-5? I don't know. Regardless, you got the Dolphins here. It's 9-6. All right. So we got the Dolphins winning this one here, and I think ultimately it's a pretty good game. But again, I believe that this pushes them to 9-5. So let's go to Week 16 now, where you got the Dolphins on the road against the New Orleans Saints, and overall a pretty tough game here. Monday Night Football, and anytime you're going to play a team in the Superdome, they're going to be ready to rock and roll. So I understand there's no more Drew Brees, but let's face it, that's a tough environment to be able to play in, which is the only reason why I have the Dolphins unfortunately losing this game in a tough defensive battle here. So it's going to be 20-17 and a close game. Now they're sitting there at 9-6. So, all right, it's all good. Producer Jeremy's struggling with math. It's okay. We got a lot of stuff going on here. But shout out to the Saints. They're going to win this one 20-17, and let's keep this thing moving. Week 17, Dolphins on the road in Nashville, Tennessee, taking on the Tennessee Titans. King Henry, Ryan Tannehill, an offense that's really hard to be able to wrap your mind around. So coming off a short week, not really being able to prepare. Also, that gauntlet of a first 13 games, I anticipate some injuries happening here, and just slowing down King Henry is just not an easy thing to do. I got the Titans winning this one 24-20, and this could be a big-time game in determining who actually can get into the playoffs and who ends up missing the playoffs. So if this is the one that keeps them out, don't be surprised. Let's go to Week 18. Now, you started the season off with the New England Patriots. You're ending the season with the New England Patriots. And I'm going to anticipate that Mac Jones is starting at this point. If I'm wrong, whatever. I've been wrong before. But just because he's starting doesn't mean they're going to come away with a win. I have the Dolphins beating Brian Flores' old team both times this season, finishing it off on a strong hand, 17-14, putting them at 10-7. But this is a team that I'm telling y'all right now, I'm going to be down in the comments looking what you guys think the Dolphins' record's going to be in 2021. I could see this team winning 12 games. I could see this team winning 7 games. That schedule is really, really difficult. But if they can stay healthy, if that running game can improve just a little bit, my 10-7 record is going to be low. But also it revolves a lot around Tua. If he can take that next step, this could be a Super Bowl caliber team. They have the offense to do it. If he stays exactly where he's at now, I actually think they win a little bit less than 10 games.